Hello, this is Devlog 0 of VEngine, which I'm making. So, um, VEngine is written purely in C. It's supposed to be a game engine for this game I had in mind. I might go over that later. It's kind of like, so it started when I was playing a lot of RimWorld, and I was like, the combat in RimWorld is really great. You know, what if there was a game that was like RimWorld but only combat? And it was like a lot of emphasis on that. And then I thought, like, that'll be an excuse to write a game engine for this. So this is VEngine, or rather part of it. This is so I'm gonna partition VEngine into like different sections. So this is the core section. Each is a dynamically linked library so that they can be modified and replaced, and the whole idea is that it's very efficient. At least the core is very efficient. It's very optimized, and it's very accessible. So every component of VEngine should be, for the most part, accessible from a central point. So I'll get into that in the implementation. So I have a lot done now. Like the core is basically done. So it has fixed size buffers, dynamic buffers, a thread, like a proper worker thread system, so you can create threads and then dispatch tasks to them and add callbacks and stuff. It's got a logging system. It's got a very, very simple file system. It's got a thread synchronization system. Let's see what else is there. That's about it. Oh yeah, and it's got an object system, which is like, it's like classes, but it's not really. It's like a Unity's component system. You have an object and you slap stuff on it, right? So that's kind of how it works. It's complicated. I can't, like, all of this is so over engineered, but it works, and it works well, and it's all thread safe. This is just starting out. Maybe I'll go over the rest of it, but yeah. There's a lot. I've been working on this for a while. I've been working on like the concept of VEngine for a long time, and it's on GitHub. So I actually started with an old version, but it wasn't thread safe, and it was it worked really well, but it was very flap and patch. It wasn't structured. This one is structured, but because it's structured, it takes a lot longer. It's taking a lot longer to make. So as of writing this or making this video, I have the core DLL done. I have the graphics DLL basically done, and now I'm gonna work on the physics DLL because I want the game dev physics, and then I'm gonna actually start, like, working on the more abstract part of the engine, like, level file formats or whatever. All that, we get there when we get there. But the point is, as of making this video, I've just started the physics part. I've already written a physics. I've already created a complete physics DLL called VFramework, and it works like really well. But it's not thread safe. In fact, sometimes it like seg faults. That's like kind of the deal breaker. I made so much, and then I realized like it keeps seg faulting, so I need to start over. So I did. And once again, it's all in C. I'm currently, my plan is to update vCore a little bit. I made a silly design choice where I thought, oh, for my object, I'll have like a position, like a transform to it, and then a parenting system. That, I didn't need that. In fact, that would make more sense to be handled in its own way by the physics and graphics component, respectively. So that was a stupid idea. I'm going to have to patch that, and then I'm going to have to patch the graphics one to do what I said. That's going to take a week at least. I've cemented so much stuff already. I'm going to have to rewrite all these functions. And then after that's done, I can actually start the physics thing. Like when I started writing the physics thing, I realized, oh man, like the base object, I'm using the base object's, positional data. Why is it stuck with the base object? When I started out, I thought it'd be a good idea. I'd be like, oh, well, just, metadata, who knows? It's like, What's that? That's that's like 4 double words. So what is that? Uh, four. That's like 16 bytes. You can put whatever you like in there. Oh yeah, and then all of it is everything can be reached by this global vcore. And before you start saying, "Hey Bailey, globals, you can't do that," I want you to know that the GLFW library actually stole this idea from them, because they have a global thing that stores all of their data. Yeah. Anyways, I won't. I think the two things that are actually interesting that I've made, everything else is like your standard implementation. But the two things interesting that I made was one, dynamic buffering system. I used a linked list of arrays. Okay, yeah, whatever. You made a linked list of arrays. Yes, but it's a little different than that. It's like there's a bit field. It's like I'll have to explain it in the next video. And also the threading system, which is, well, it's C, so it's a real hassle to set up, but once you get it running, it works excellently. And I put so much effort into that, so yeah. Anyways, that's Devlog 0, and I'll make a Devlog 1 if I feel like it. See ya.